Say it's the race for the fastest horses, and yesterday it was the Oakley Plate, because Mukta showed brilliant speed after getting away slowly from the outside draw to hang on and win. Keith Hillier was amongst the thousands at Caulfield yesterday. It was a thrilling race, and he just hung on in the end, but he's a typical Oakley Plater, isn't he? A speed horse.
Well, that's true, Bruce. He did it both ends, which I thought was the brilliance of his win. Mukta was... He takes a stride or two to get cracking, and that held him back. It stopped him from crossing cleanly, but then young Stephen Bastard took him across and the race was over. Or so it seemed until those last few strides. He became the fifth three-year-old in the last 6 years to win the Oakley Plate. Stephen Bastard is only 18, and Mark Riley, who won the race as a jockey, as an apprentice in 1979 on Mistress Anne, he trained the horse, so a thrilling race.
Max Presnell joins us. Max, it's a good story all round, isn't it? And I guess this fellow's now one of the favourites for the Newmarket. Last 100 metres might see him out at Flemington up the straight.
Yes, Bruce, good morning. You've said it all. Mukhtar, undoubtedly a brilliant speed horse. It wasn't surprising to see him tire over the latter stages. He did it so hard, he did it so fast. Whether he can go that fast and go that fast for 1,200 metres down the straight six, I think is very problematical. But a brilliant horse and a very good win.
Let's go to the Oakley Plate. This horse is on the extreme outside at the start. He does miss it about a half a length. Watch his acceleration about 100 metres after the start to about 300, where he heads off the field and sets up a winning lead.
They're off, and Mukhtar began fairly well with Richmond Boy, and over in the centre Zodiac Miss got out quickly with Isn't She Gorgeous, and they were being followed then by Uzuka. Going up along the inside, My Satin Star, followed by Welcome Night over on the inside of Isn't She Gorgeous, and gaining ground quickly along the rails, Jack Pill and Brave Path is up with them, and they were being followed by Yachty and Surtees a fair way back in the field, followed by Storaya, and Mr. Cube is last of all, coming up towards the 700 metre mark, and Mukhtar takes the lead, about a length and a half. Zodiac Miss on the outside of Jack Pill, Richmond Boy out in that leading group, and they were being followed closely by Uzuka, length and a half, Alias Combabash, My Satin Star, Welcome Night, then Brave Path, followed by Yachty and Black Rouge behind them, Noble Lancer, Storaya. On the outside, Isn't She Gorgeous, followed by Mr. Cube and Surtees last of all as they make the home turn. Mukhtar with a handy breaker, and he skipped away, Mukhtar, 3 or 4 lengths to Jack Pill. Richmond Boy down the outside, Zodiac Miss, My Satin Star coming home well, followed further back by Uzuka, but Mukhtar is well clear with 150 metres left to go. He's 5 lengths ahead. Isn't She Gorgeous coming home strongly down the outside. Mukhtar is stopping. Isn't She Gorgeous is flying home. Mukhtar still the leader. Isn't She Gorgeous on the outside as they go to the line. I think Mukhtar's held on from Isn't She Gorgeous. Third is Storaya.
Another apprentice winning. Gee, it was a big job, wasn't it, when you look at how hard that horse was ridden in the first 100 metres of the race? Oh,
no doubt 9 out of 10 horses could not sustain that, Bruce, that hard riding and that speed. So it's all to Mukhtar's credit. And I'm a little against Max. I think that Nurse, Mukhtar might do the Newmarket trip, Max.
Storaya was big, Max, yesterday, steaming home in third placing. But people criticise me for saying this. I thought the field was down a bit. It wasn't one of the great Oakley Plates.
Well, I'd leave that decision to you, Bruce, but a lot of the chasers of Mukhtar got very, very weary. So obviously the back markers were advantaged by the pace, the scintillating pace that Mukhtar put up. How do you nurse a horse like Mukhtar, Keith? I wouldn't like to have the task. I think Mukhtar is a speed horse. You've got to use that speed, and as I said, that's just the query of the Newmarket, which undoubtedly is a tougher race than the Oakley Plate.
Max, that question was put to Mark Riley. He said yesterday he had no choice from the wide barrier. Mukhtar had to be ridden for speed, and he thinks he can nurse Mukhtar, and that's perhaps how he will be ridden in the Newmarket.
Well, that is a query, and let's say it's going to be a very interesting one, confronting Mukhtar's rivals over the last 50 metres.
Well, I thought probably the most interesting question from yesterday was Star of the Realm. Is he a really top horse, or is he one of these horses that wins one race in a preparation? He did it in the Derby, he did it during the spring. Yesterday he looked, well, he looked like Naturalism and Vianda Cross rolled into one, didn't he?
Well, you asked me the same question 2 weeks ago, and I think I said that he's probably piling up too many excuses now, Bruce, so naturally I dropped off him yesterday. He was my favourite horse, and he won by 4.5 lengths and made the others look ordinary.
What do you think, Max? You saw him at his, probably at his worst last year in the autumn when he didn't handle Sydney and wasn't running well, but he looked like a Group 1 winner left, right and centre yesterday.
Bruce, Naturalism and Vianda Cross rolled in together.
Well, he looked just yesterday.
He's not in their class.
Well, just yesterday.
No.
Hey, Max, I'm with you this time.
No.
Hey, Max, you weren't at Flemington today. You beat Naturalism in the Derby.
Yes, I was there,
okay.
and it was a fluke.
A fluke?
A fluke, F-L-U-K-E. Is that how we spell it, Keith?
Yeah, it sure is.
That's it, Max, that's it.
Max, be careful with your background when you spell words on TV, but I'll tell you what I'll do. This horse can beat naturalism this time in.
Oh, what, with the aid of a tow truck?
OK, let's have a look at the tow truck yesterday. He looked like he might have needed it with 800 to go. It was a super run.
At 650 out, still by 12 lengths to Durbridge, who's setting sail after him now. In third place is Fra, 2.5 lengths further back, hard ridden as Corndale, and the other two not responding at the moment, Star of the Realm and Sub-Zero as they come up towards the home turner. Minyama by 6 lengths to Durbridge, a length away Fra, 4 lengths to Corndale, Star of the Realm, and Sub-Zero as they make the home turn with 350 metres left to go, and Minyama coming back to the field, led only 3 lengths to Durbridge, is now in hot pursuit, followed by Fra, Star of the Realm running on down the outside. He's coming home strongly, Star of the Realm, as they come to the 200. Minyama is still the leader. Star of the Realm on the outside is the danger, though. He's grabbed the lead very quickly, Star of the Realm. He's well clear now of Fra. Durbridge is beaten, but Star of the Realm drawing away for a big win. Star of the Realm goes on to score. He's won by 4 lengths to Fra, getting up the third, 2 lengths away Sub-Zero.
Well, we should mention Sub-Zero's run too. It was very good.
Yes, aided by a bit of rain on the track, and he ran home. He's on the way back. He always goes well second up. You're going to find out about your claim, Bruce, because they're going to meet in the Australian Cup, Viander Cross and Star of the Realm, and that is going to be a race, isn't it?
It'll be a great race, and I'm looking forward to it, but we'll see Viander Cross a bit later in this segment. He was very impressive in the Lion Brown. Lady Jackie O, well, she likes Caulfield, and she liked a bit of rain. Look at her yesterday. She looks Blue Diamond material on this.
At the 600-metre mark, as a word, joined in the lead by Princess Shauna, doing it well. They're out by 2 lengths to Crown of Seaton on the inside of Lady Jackie O, commencing a move. A length and a half further back is Rue Magic, being followed by Motown Blue, and back behind them is Better Watch Out, second last, and Merlin's Tuner's last of all as they straighten up. As a word, near the inside, made the turn well as they come down towards the 250. Lady Jackie O finishing strongly down the outside, has moved up to hit the front of the 200-metre mark, and she looks set for victory, Lady Jackie O. She's kicked well clear, about 3 lengths to Wazawur, who can't go on, nor can the others. Headed by Crown of Seaton, and down the outside, Princess Shauna. But this has been an excellent trial for the Blue Diamond by Lady Jackie O. She's eased right down to score. She wins it very easily by 6 lengths to Wazawur. Getting up the third on the inside, Rue Magic.
Well, if it's a slow track next Sunday for the Blue Diamond, she'll run favourite.
Yes, I think the caller, John Russell, there picked the phrase, Bruce, an excellent trial for the Blue Diamond. John Sadler describes Lady Jackie O as the most brilliant racehorse that he's ever trained, and that's why he was shattered when she was beaten, but now her scoreline is 3 wins from 4 starts, and she is something special.
What about Clever Zoe last Sunday? You saw her narrowly beaten by Scalacci in the Lightning.
Yes, and she will be the Blue Diamond leader. She's going to be in front around the turn, then it's heart in your mouth.
I should say, I guess if it's wet, she comes into the market too. I mean, they're both in the market, but they're both suited with some sting out of the ground.
Don't forget my colt, Keltree.
Oh, I haven't forgotten him, Keith. You wouldn't let me. What, Max, are we talking just Blue Diamonds with these horses, or are they good enough to take on your superstars in Sydney for the slipper?
I think Keltreese could be. Lady Jackie O, if the sting is out of the ground, certainly could be. I still think Lady Jackie O is the best 2-year-old filly I've seen this season. Perhaps she's a little bit better after rain. I just wonder, though, whether we place too much importance into that bad run syndrome. She failed last start, but then so did Durbridge yesterday. You didn't even give Durbridge a mention. I think Durbridge is right up to your champion, and I think that at times we experts are just too eager to drop horses because they have one bad run.
Yeah, I wonder when Ghost Story's running next for you, Max. I haven't worked that out.
Max is taking notes this morning, isn't he?
Can't wait to read the Herald during the week, Max, the Sydney morning version. Let's have a look at the second division of the Prelude. It was Alakwa getting the protest against St Rory, and the interference occurred on the home turn.
Dropping in behind them, Alakwa on the rails. A length further back is Imagineero, and they were being followed by Kendall Star, who's on the outside of Pride of Rancho, who's second last, and Cold Brunette has dropped out to last. Up towards the home turn, Matrick is the leader by a half length to Land Speed Record, half a length away running on St Rory. Over on the inside, Alakwa looking for a run, being followed by Kendall Star as they make the home turn, 400 metres to run, and they're followed by Pride of Rancho as they straighten up. The leader is Matrick, getting clear by a length and a half. St Rory coming after him down the outside. Land Speed Record can't go on at the moment. Alakwa running on fairly well, and down the outside, Imagineero. St Rory on the outside is moving up to put his head in front of Matrick with 150 left to go, and Pride of Rancho coming down the outside, and Alakwa getting a run on the inside is finishing on well. It's Alakwa on the inside of St Rory. They're locked together. St Rory on the outside. Alakwa fighting on bob of the head. Might be St Rory and knows Alakwa. Third, Pride of Rancho.
And you wouldn't fancy the Blue Diamond winner coming out of there, but something came out of that for Michael Clark.
Yes, Michael Clark was suspended because of the interference there. Bruce, he's out. He's going to miss the Futurity, the Blue Diamond and the Newmarket Handicap unless he appeals, and that's an option that he's considering at the moment. The time for that race, 0.03 of a second slower than Lady Jokio. Yeah,
you'd think that she might have them covered. Max, Sydney yesterday, Big Dreams coming back. He's been gelded and came back on in winning form. And there were a couple of other very good runs in this race, the anniversary sprint.
Yes, no doubt about that. I did think that Big Dreams went well. Whether or not he's a Doncaster horse, I think that's questionable. I don't think he's as good at 1,600 metres as he is over the shorter courses, but certainly yesterday was his race.
And the favourite for the Doncaster looked very disappointing yesterday.
Bruigo is a false favourite, Bruce. He will win races. He was a shade disappointing. He didn't have the best of breaks, but I can't see why Bruigo is 6-1 on top for the Doncaster when a horse like Double Malt is at 20-1. Bruigo promising, but just leave it at that at present.
Fair enough. Let's have a look at Big Dreams as win. Deposition running on very strongly late.
Cavalier well back, followed by Office, Rancho Miss Alsvador, a mile out of his ground deposition. Bruigo is third last on the inside. He's about 12 lengths off the lead coming to the turn, followed by Palatin, and Moods is back at the tail as they come around the corner. You're My Spirit with the inside running as the leader over Classic Magic, followed by All Archie, Hula Grey. Big Dreams on the outside is now coasting up to the leaders, followed by All Archie, further back Spearman, and then Royal Deviant, and Bruigo not in the race. At the 200 mark, Classic Magic the leader, Spearman running a race, Big Dreams in the centre, followed by Friends Venture. It's Spearman on the outside tackling Big Dreams. They're fighting it out. Big Dreams coming again. Took the lead from Spearman. Jimmy Cassidy at his best on Big Dreams. A treble for Cassidy. And Big Dreams has won from either Spearman or Deposition, which flew down the outside.
Back in the winning list, Big Dreams. A lot of things happened last Sunday right around Australia. Scalacci's winning the Lightning Stakes, the headliner in this country. But in New Zealand, the Lion Brown Stakes over 1,400. Rough Habit the favourite. Let's look at the winner, Viander Cross, and we'll discuss his prospects for the Australian Cup.
About 12 or 13 lengths first to last. They get to the 600 and the leaders now not so. From Quick Score the outside, Lord Trident lying third from Cape Stead, Rough Harbour and Penny Royal. On the inside of these into Hyper Vein, they're followed by Fun Affair, Viander Cross well back in the field as they come to the turn, Javelin, Rough Habit, and last of all is Greg. Round the turn in the Lion Brown, about 350 to go, and Not So's the leader. Over on the outside then to Quick Score, coming into it on the inside is Lord Trident. Oh, here comes Viander Cross. He's made a great run. He's got to the lead very quickly. Coming after him, Cape Stead. Rough Habit's emerging late. Viander Cross has got it sewn up. He's 3 lengths in front. Rough Habit finishing well. Cape Stead, and on the inside, Lord Trident. A late run from Javelin, but oh, Viander Cross has killed them. Javelin second and Rough Habit third. That'll be a photo.
Gee, Max, he looked as good as Star of the Realm and Naturalism wrapped into one, didn't he?
Leave Star of the Realm out of that class, Bruce. There is a racehorse. I'm a great admirer of Naturalism, but by gee, he's going to have his hooves full keeping up with the Viander Cross, particularly, well, I just wonder which way Mick Dittman's going to go now. But
he's going to jump on Viander Cross in the Australian Cup, isn't he, Keith?
Yes, no doubt about that. In fact, that win by Viander Cross was unexpected by Connections. Chris Turner, his trainer, couldn't talk after the race. And John Wheeler, who prepared Rough Habit for that race, but will prepare Viander Cross here, said it was the best win he's ever seen. It was frightening, wasn't it?
Oh, it was wonderful. Max, we've got a bit to look forward to, particularly in Sydney. There's no doubt about it. You're going to see the best races this autumn, because the Australian Cup's a very good race, but I think the big clash will be Naturalism, Viander Cross, and dare I say, Star of the Realm when they get together in Sydney, Max. He doesn't go as well your way. You run the wrong way in Sydney. Remember that, Max. Max, work well during the week. I look forward to your articles on the Sydney Morning Herald, and I'll be listening to you on 3UZ, Keith.
Thanks, Bruce. Thanks.
And you'll be back next week, Max, won't you? Good.
I mightn't be back if Star of the Realm wins the Australian Cup.
Good on you, Max. You've got a couple of weeks to worry about that. We take a break. Another racing story coming up after this.